Hey folks, I'm Alex Story with Skill Mammoth Digital, and today's episode 42 of me building my agency in public. What this series is really me just doing an accountability exercise, making sure that I'm focused on the tasks that I need to do to make the business bigger, better, and better. And what you get to do is see the behind the scenes of, what it's like running typically a 20K a month or higher agency. We'll see how we end the month. This month I should get another 4K from a deal, but we'll see. Yeah, and you get to see the good, the bad, the ugly, and learn from my mistakes, celebrate my wins, all that fun stuff. Now, what I do every single day is I ask these 4 questions. How much money did I make in the last 30 days? What am I doing to get more of it? What am I doing to keep it? And what am I doing to fix the business, aka the strategy side of things? So the scorecard. So last 30 days, we dropped a little bit after a build rolled off our last 30 days, but $15,948 in the last 30 days. But we did get a sale today. So MRR got bumped up to 13,389, which is our first bump in MRR for a minute. So I'm pretty stoked about that. And with that math, basically, 9-ish more sales if they're like today's sale, until my goal, of November 1st. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. To break down the sale, what it was, I just used, Alex Hormozi's money model, one of the money models, I forget which one, but it's basically the finance build. So instead of charging $3K up front, which I normally do, I finance it $150 a month for 24 months, and then they get the support and automation for the website for $350 a month. Now, this is really just, we'll do a couple edits on your website a week or a month, and then, all the built-in automations that we have, which are basically, 90% margin. So I hope he upsells to the SEO services. We're actually gonna do more work for him and he'll get more results. But yeah, anyway, either way, new recurring revenue is $500 a month. So yeah, it's a low barrier to a yes, and it's a high lifetime value. The contract has him on it for 24 months. We'll see if he honors it, right? A person that's out of business can't pay, but 24 months, $500 a month, $3,600, I think lifetime, whatever. Yeah, for just the website, and then plus the 12,000 total. Awesome. So looking at this is the rest of my sales motion for today. We sent 1,388 cold email. We got 4 positives, 0 meetings so far, though right before this video recording, one of the guys said, "See you Monday." I'm like, you didn't book a meeting. So maybe forgot to click on the actual schedule button. So I'll reply to him and see what he meant by that. But yeah, LinkedIn, we are using HeyReach. We're at 25 connection requests, 4 accepted, 1 positive. And then for inbound, I did get 2 leads today, 1 booked a meeting, which is nice. Now, proposal, I did send a proposal out today. I had a meeting with one of my clients, and I just told him about an automation I built for another roofer. He's super interested in it, plus an automated follow-up system. I built a similar system last month for around 5K. So I'm hoping that's good. And that also led to like a pretty big monthly recurring revenue, about $300 a month. It's essentially a SaaS at that point with like basically minimal support. So I'm happy about that, if I can sell that to him, which is good. Cold is still stuck at 0 meetings, so I'll talk about that in a moment. Fulfillment was a good day too. I'd say the reason my voice is kind of gravelly is I stayed up really late last night, did a website launch for one of my clients to about like 2:30 a.m. And then I onboarded the new client from today's sale, which is awesome because, I love clients that move fast. Because honestly, the hardest part about these website launches is just, getting clients to give me their information. And I finished a round of revisions on that custom app that I've been trying to get off my plate. That's the 4K delivery. It's like 99% done. Today's feedback was like, oh, can we make it more gamified? So I'm like, oh my gosh. All right, I'm going to take a stab at that, or have Claude take a stab at that, and then we'll see, what's next. But yeah, strategy. So I'm rebuilding my cold, and I'll do it live today. You guys can kind of look at it with me and give me like a deep dive of like my actual cold copy. Give me some feedback. So I'm going to go ahead and just open up my Notion, and I'll make this shared, at least in Maker School, maybe in the description of the YouTube video. But right now, so yesterday you heard me talk about like kind of like me splitting my campaigns. So right now, every person I'm doing right now is this one here, which is, hey, you're not showing up in search and AI. Do you want us to send you a list on how to fix it? But not every customer is at that point with their website. A lot of folks are early, or like just they have more blatant fixes that they need to focus on first, right? So an outdated website that hasn't been updated in 5 to 10 years. A DIY site built on Wix, Squarespace, or GoDaddy Arrow that just sucks because they did it and it effed up all their technical SEO. Maybe they're with a competitor, like some of these ones like Haibu or like web.com or like Rhino Solutions and whatnot, where they're paying like $1,000 a month, but they're not getting anything from it. And then, of course, these folks typically will have a higher budget where they have a decent site, but they're invisible in search. And so this is kind of where I'm kind of focusing on for these campaigns. I do have a fifth campaign I'm not listing here. It's just for my SaaS. And this, this is pretty self-explanatory, lots of free trials. But this is my roofing SaaS, and I do have a fifth campaign that's running on that. That's pretty much autopilot because it's just, hey, it's free, it's free trial 7 days. Do you want a demo, right? All right, so this is campaign 1. This is what I think I'm going to go with. So I looked at, so short names website. So a short name would be like just AI kind of like taken through, website. So it's my company name is Skill Mammoth Digital. So it would be Skill Mammoth's website. So Skill Mammoth's website. So I looked at, Skill Mammoth this morning, and then I found these issues. So Sitel is just a quick little, like I saw that like you haven't made a blog post since May of 2019, right? Something like that, right? I've got AI kind of like finding those tells for me, for personalization. That matters more than it used to. Most people hiring a roofing company check the website before they call, and it looks like nobody's home. They call the next one on the list. So I wrote up what's costing you leads. Took about 10 minutes. Do you want it? Right? Yes or no works. And then in the PS, I don't have it here, but I have proof in the PS. Like we helped roofing company get to, 150K and close deals in, 6 months, something like that. But that's campaign 1, right? For just, you got an outdated website. Do you want me to send you a list of what to fix? The second one is, and by the way, these are all just so I can hit more leads faster. And you tell me if this is bad, but I'm just because I'm trying to get 10 sales by November 1st. I'm just like, you know what? Let's just one email sequences here just because I have plenty of leads to work with. But the second one is just, hey, notice Skill Mammoths runs on Squarespace. Respect, honestly, you need a site. You built one, it works. The catch is the way that most Squarespace sites get set up, Google mostly skips them. So it does the job of a business card, not a salesperson. This is a little AI, right? That reads AI. I should fix that. You've clearly got the work part handled, 117 reviews say so. I might round this to make it seem more human. Instead of saying like, 117 reviews says so, that seems like, maybe 100 plus reviews. Because that's how I would type if I actually wrote it like a human and not just use like a placeholder, which makes the invisible website the expensive part. On a short list of what would get it pulling its weight, yes or no, right? And so then, of course, the PS. Campaign 3, this is a competitor, and this I might need your help with. I'm curious. Like, so all the time I get, prospects, customers come up to me saying like, hey, I'm with Haibu, I'm with Ollie, I'm with Town Square Media. I'm paying, $700, $1,100. One client even said $3,000 a month. And it's like, I don't know what I'm paying for. I'm not getting anything. They're not getting me leads, because a lot of these companies, they deal with like, 10,000 accounts. And, if you're not like their number one spender, really, there's not a lot of focus on you and you just shipped off to like an account manager. So I can play this somehow because I think if anything, the way I work with my clients is I'm almost too like transparent. I'm like, hey, I'm going to show you exactly what we're doing for you, where your leads are coming from. I use attribution so they know how many calls are getting to the website. So anyway, I could workshop this. I want to make sure that, I don't come off as too like, because what if they're like a rare person where their agency is doing a great job, right? I don't want to like rub them the wrong way, but like, so this is the kind of idea I have so far is like, hey, quick one, Skill Mammoth site is run by Haibu, which usually means a monthly plan, bundling the website hosting and some marketing. Some of those plans are fine. A lot costs more than what's inside them. And if you ever cancel the site, it usually leaves with them. This might be a little bit too bold, but send me what you're paying and I'll break down what you're getting, what it should cost and who owns what. Free, and if your plan is fine, I'll say so and leave you alone. Worth doing? Yes or no works. I might say, hey, if you want, I could take a look at your plan and see what you're getting, what it should cost, and who owns what. Or I could even just say, hey, I could even mention cost, right? I know money you're not supposed to put in like cold email because it could like, put you to spam, but I could see something like, hey, most clients are paying, upwards of like, $1,000 a month and typically not getting the return they're getting. do you mind if we have a conversation? I could show you what's possible with Skill Mammoth. I don't know. You guys let me know. This is the one that I need to crack the code on. And then campaign 4 is, decent site, invisible in search and AI. So this is, your website's good. That's actually why I'm writing. I searched, best search term in market, and the AI answers named your competitor, not short name. So, with X reviews, you've earned a good spot in that answer and you're not in it. So good site, wrong shelf, that reads AI. Some of these I'll fix, but I'll kind of, I'm not in Notion, I'm just on the website. But yeah, it's usually 2 or 3 specific fixes. You want me to send what I found, right? So that's it. So then beyond that, we've got PS tests. So these are things that I'll do some different variants. We did this for trade and city in June. The website calls went from 4 to a month to 19. Or like, you see the finished site before you pay $1. So I could do proof or risk reversal and just test, see which performs better. And then one test at a time, of course. And then for positive reply handling, this is one thing that I still need to crack on. And this is the big one is the within 5 minutes is tough for me. Because if I'm doing the reports, right? Because I'm always in meetings or doing other stuff. So that's something that I might just, if I do like a speed delete system, I'd be like, hey, awesome, thanks for replying. I'll get that going for you. Give me like an hour or something. You let me know if that's better than nothing. If I reply within 5 minutes just using automation, or if I should just wait until I, get off a call or whatever, and then I have like a spare like 20 minutes to respond to these. But anyway, this is kind of an ideal. So my replies have been a little bit too much, and I've also been like putting like whole Notion pages and stuff, which I think might just overcomplicate it. So, here it is. We could either do the, like, I'm thinking inline, or I could do the link. So here it is, like Notion link that hasn't seemed to be working. So I think I'm just going to do the 3 things right here. The 3 things costing the most in order are, a lot of times if people use templates, it's like, your about page says you're in Houston, but your Google page says you're in like, Austin, right? Or, you get it, right? So 3 specific things. And then just here's some times available to me, or grab anything at my calendar link. And then this is one that I was reading that playbook that I don't normally do, but like, or if it's easier, I'll just call you, what's the best number? So we'll see. And then, just in the info, I've been getting a lot of these, like, what's your pricing? What's your fees? How much is it? So yeah, hey, sending it now. And then, the asset from the first one, right? But so I don't waste your time with the wrong stuff. Which of these actually matters most to you right now? More calls from your website, looking legit when referrals check you out, or showing up where your competitor does in Google and AI answers. If it's A, I can show you exactly how we do it in 50 minutes today, blah, 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 blah. And then, otherwise, I just wait till they reply and then I give them pricing. This one is another one too. Of these, which is least bad, right? Or if phone calls aren't your thing, say email, and I'll walk you through right here, right? And then cold call follow-up. So this is something I don't do right now very well, right? I do jump on a call when I have time just to like, okay, well, I'm feeling good. I'm going to do some cold calls, but I don't really have a script. So I had AI kind of build me some scripts based off that playbook, that positive reply playbook. And, so do like a double call, double dial. So let it ring once, hang up, call again immediately, because then it, will break through their do not disturb. And then say like, hey, hey Josh, it's Alex from Skill Mammoth. I just sent over that list you asked for about the website. I figured a call might be easier than typing. Do you got 5 minutes to run through it? Or should I just let you read it first, right? And see what they say. And then obviously I might get a gatekeeper. So if I get a gatekeeper, I say, hey, so-and-so, he replied to my email, he told me to call him, right? Something like that. I don't know. Voicemail, you get it. I'll text you sometimes. And then if I get a voicemail, I'll text them, right? So got your reply, fastest way, blah, 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 etc. And so, I'm using the playbook. I got a whole sequence here of text to send. We'll see how good I am at this. Sometimes I get, bad at follow-up. But I also have some subsequences I can launch with Instantly. So like these nudges too. So the big one here is the mock-up. So I can literally just build them a website. So went ahead and had our designer rough out what Short Names homepage could look like, reviews, etc. No charge, no catch. That's how we show our work instead of talking about that. Reads AI. Want the link, and if they say yes, then I give them the link. And then we have the risk reversal too, right? So you see the finished site before you pay anything. If you don't like it, you don't buy it, right? And then go from there. So awesome. So you take a look at it, see what you think, and then give me feedback. But yeah, I'm gonna try and get this cold cranking because right now my book rate's abysmal. I get plenty of positives. I got 4 today. But I just want to get people on meetings with me so I can get sales. So help me crack the code, guys. And I know it's probably obvious. It probably is just maybe I just hire somebody to respond to these, but within 5 minutes and call people. But anyway, bye for now.